Okay, we're going to do 5 questions. These are from past papers, multiple choice. These first 5. I'll show you the question. You can have a go. You might have to pause the video and then I'll show you the answer. Okay, so question 1. The diagram shows a wave on water. Which arrow shows the amplitude of the wave? Okay, right, what have we got here? Well, we've got peak to peak, that's wavelength. Okay, D is wavelength. C is going from like there to there, that's nothing. B, all the way from the bottom to all the way to the top, nothing. A is the right answer. It's measured from that central line, that line of zero displacement. You might call that line down the middle, line of rest, to the peak. Okay, so answer for question 1 is A. Don't fall for this trap. Okay, that is not the amplitude. It's only from the central line to a peak. You could measure it from the central line to a trough, but it's certainly not the whole thing from the bottom of a trough to the top of a peak. Okay, good. Question 2. Which energy source is non-renewable? A, B, C, or D? What do you think? Okay, so A, biofuel, that is renewable, that is kind of like recycled poo basically. Coal, that is not renewable. So B is our answer. Okay, coal, it needs to be renewable in our lifetime or in a reasonable amount of time. It takes millions of years to make coal. Okay, we haven't got time to wait millions of years for it. Hydroelectricity, that's when you have like water up in the mountain, or what you build a dam, and you have a large lake, and then you can use that water to drive turbines. That's renewable. And solar energy from the sun, that's renewable. Okay, so the only one that is non-renewable is coal. B. Question 3. Which of these is not true of all electromagnetic waves? They are transverse waves. They have the same wavelength. They can travel through a vacuum. They can travel at 300 million meters per second. Which one is not true? Okay, well, electromagnetic waves are all transverse. They do not have the same wavelength. They can travel through a vacuum. That's how come we get energy from the sun. Okay, light and heat comes from the sun. That's electromagnetic waves. They can travel through space. Space is a vacuum, and they do travel at the speed of light. Okay, so the one that is not true is having the same wavelength. They have different wavelengths depending on what type of electromagnetic wave they are. So B is our answer for question 3. Question 4. Which correctly describes, let me just get rid of this. Which correctly describes electricity supply to homes in the UK? What do you think? Is it 50 hertz AC, 50 hertz DC, 230 hertz AC, or 230 hertz DC? Right. Domestic supply. It's an alternating current. Okay, so it's AC. It alternates between positive and negative as a continuous wave. Okay, so that gives me A or C. Okay, what else do I know about it? It does indeed have a frequency of 50 hertz. Okay, the voltage of domestic supply is 230 volts. Okay, so 230 hertz, but it's not 330 hertz, that's just rubbish. So the answer must be A, 50 hertz AC. And question 5. Okay, we're talking about crashing an egg into a wall. An egg strapped to a trolley can be used to demonstrate a car crash into a wall. Okay, so there we go. We've got Mr. Egg strapped into a trolley. There's a wall. There's a spring on the front of the trolley, which would cause the least amount of damage to the egg. Okay, taking the spring away, taking the strapping away, if the egg was larger, or whether there was a small deceleration, a smaller deceleration. What do you think? Okay, I think that it's going to be D, having a smaller deceleration. You don't want it to be stopping quite so suddenly. Okay, if we make that trolley decelerate more slowly, okay, that egg is going to experience less of a force. Okay, taking the spring away, it's going to make it stop really suddenly. That's not a good thing. Taking the strapping away, well, the egg is still going to be traveling. It's going to go splat straight into the wall. Larger egg is just going to make a bigger mess. So a smaller deceleration. D.